the politics at that point is not like it is today.
Right.
Today, the dirtiest two words is either Republican or Democrat.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like that then. We worked. Everybody worked together. We had
a lot of good people helping. I mean, people in Utica, just like Jack Raines and McIntyre's, the Daggers, and Bob Curtis. I mean, there's a lot of that stuff we couldn't have done without Bob.
Oh, Bob was
a trooper as well.
It was a community-wide event. It wouldn't have mattered if it would have been George Bush coming in.
It wouldn't have mattered.
It wouldn't have mattered. It would have been the same.
Well, Lee Weber, of course, he owned the hardware store across the street, which was going to interfere with him greatly. When we needed something, I knew when we brought the stage down, Rick got an electrician to hook up a major cable because it was going to be major things there. And his answer was, just tell him to mark it down. I'll send you a bill, which he never did. You know?
Yeah, the electrician, Pat Liebel, he really helped us out.
Oh, is that who it was?
Yeah, he come in and wired everything. And then the Secret Service said, well, he's going to have to leave now that, he's done everything. And I said, well, the only problem is if these lights go out, it's going to get awful dark out here. I said, well, maybe we better leave him here. Kind of stay back here.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was always funny because they probably weren't used to working in a rural setting where, like what we were at.
And I'm not sure they were used to seeing people pull together like they did.
That's probably true too.
So you think you talk about parties, and political subdivisions. I mean, the county had aging buses come in and haul people in from 4 miles away. People, instead of walking, elderly, aging folks, they've sent minibuses in and just haul people everywhere.
Yeah.
So with those kind of logistics, you don't think of when you start planning a whole little campaign rally.
I remember when Dick Celeste got there, he came up to me and said, hey, he says, is there any chance of getting a bus out there at the corner of 62? He's talking about Patton's farm area. He was describing it to me. He said, you got some people walking. That's an awful long walk.
4 miles.
There was the former governor of Ohio worried about people walking 3 or 4 miles away. And that's just kind of the way the whole event went. And we brought in a Pepsi wagon so we'd have drinks for people. I think we sold it really cheap, but we sold out about 2 or 3 hours into it. And we had a lot of Pepsi in that wagon. And somebody said, do they have anything at the Duke station to drink over there? And they said, they're down to antifreeze and oil. But that's just the way it was. I mean, it was just like, okay, we get water here for these people. And it was a long day and a lot of work.
A long
week, actually.
Yep.
But it was started on a Sunday and ended on a Sunday, and it was 7 days of.
We lived there basically.
Right.
I was glad I lived where I lived because I could walk.
Yeah.
And I think about the number of meetings just the three of us had.
Yeah.
Was almost nonstop telephone conversation.
Well, one of the meetings, and these two guys know, but probably nobody else knows, we had a meeting with some politicians and with the team, and when they left, there were on 3 different tables was 3 $100 bills. They just left it and not gave them guys to spend. So they didn't want it politically to be known. They just when we went to clean up the council chambers afterwards, there was $900 and $100 bills there.
Yeah.
And I didn't know 9% of the people who was there.
Yeah.
And I didn't have $300, so it wasn't Larry.
But covered expenses, and stuff that incidentals that you don't think of, the hardware store stuff, or somebody running to Lowe's or Kmart at that time, or having to get something, So it was
a great. I mean, there was dozens and dozens of people involved in this whole thing that helped, and it may seem like some small way, but it was really big at the time. And just trying to get we had a couple hundred T-shirts printed because we ordered them right off the bat, thinking we could probably sell a couple hundred. Well, we could have probably sold a couple thousand.
So you could have, yeah.
And it was just it just kept growing. And but there's people standing all the way from the Pioneer past the traffic light at the corner of 62 and 13. That's how massive it was.
Yeah.
And but they located where they wanted it to where there wasn't any open areas. There's a lot to that.
And I'd like to say one thing about the Clinton Gore administration. They treated us well after it was over.
Yeah.
We got invited to the inauguration. We got to go to the high ball. We got all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And then later on, of course, Mary Ellen Withrow, the treasurer, United States treasurer for Samaria. So we got to view that. She took us on a personal tour of the thing, and we got treated great. Selma, of course, she's at that time was kind of shy. She's lost that, but when Bill Clinton, we took a picture. They took the White House took a picture of all of us, and he said, "What can I do for you, young lady?" He said, "I need a kiss on the cheek." And he kissed her on the cheek, and she said, "I'll never wash my face." Just made a joke about it, and it wasn't a big deal. But how many presidents go kiss your wife?
Yeah.
Then later we'll let it go at that.
I know my brother. He helped set up some of the. He showed me how to basically contact every news media in the state of Ohio, and I'd never done anything like that. But he worked for the Ohio American Legion. He was pretty into it.
He was good.
He had the information to do it. And when we did that, and it started hitting the news, we really started picking up people. And like Don said, you might have opened the can of worms. You're not going to be able to get the lid back on. And that day, I thought we had. I mean, we had a massive amount of people. It was insane.
Yeah. Well, I would have never believed, being a small town mayor and a school teacher, that they give me a microphone and said, "You're going to introduce people. We'll give you that. You're not going to introduce the big shots, but you're going to introduce the people that's going to introduce the big shots, and you need to stall till we get here." There's people
Find something to talk about.
There's people everywhere, and everybody that I knew, I was their friend. "Can I get on the stage?" I said, "I'm not sure I can get off the stage." No, I can't help anybody. We're not in charge. We're just trying to keep you from abandoning ship and taking off.
That's the other thing, keeping everybody here who knew us,
keeping
them happy, and then keeping the Secret Service and advanced team all happy,
Campaign, Secret Service. It was all, and this was one of their first big events they had ever worked together. It was that bus tour.